Isn't this the warmest house you've ever been in? Oh, and look at those windows. So charming. And this fireplace. Oh, it's like a dream house. Honey, what is it?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen this house before. Well, it's a dream house, all right. Only a dream.
Dr. Gault, breakfast is ready.
Oh, I don't feel like breakfast, Molly. I have to go out.
Oh, you can't leave without eating something now. It just isn't good for you.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll only be gone about an hour.
Where are you going so early?
I'm going over to that newspaper office in Springfield to see if I can get a photocopy of that front page I told you about.
Not the one with his picture.
Yes, Molly, with Kirk's picture. Or rather, the man who isn't Kirk Michaels. I realize it's the only way to convince Emily, to convince both of them of his real identity.
Dr. Gault, please, don't rush into this. Think about what you're doing.
I just can't see any other way, Molly. He's determined to move to Monticello, to make it his home. And I know why, because it is his home. He feels compelled to go back there. And Emily feels compelled to go with him.
Because she loves him? Well, don't you see how much she loves him?
Yes, Molly, I see. That's why I have to do this.
But maybe they'll be happy there with a new life for both of them. Don't they deserve that chance?
There won't be any chance, Molly. There'll only be shock and disappointment. And God knows how it'll affect Emily when this young man is identified by his friends, his family.
Well, maybe that won't happen. He's different now.
No, he's well known in Monticello, a public figure. That's why his picture was on the front page.
But if everyone thinks he's dead, including himself...
It doesn't matter, Molly, the fact that they believe him dead. He'll still be recognized sooner or later. And they'll know Draper Scott when they see him.
Oh, so that's his name. You never mentioned it before. And please, make it the last time.
What?
I've been thinking, Doctor. And I say you're wrong. I think you should just let things stand exactly as they are.
I can't do that, Molly. I'd rather have Emily know the truth before it blows up in her face. And I want to be with her when that happens. If those two move to Monticello and he's recognized, she'll have to suffer that moment all by herself. And God knows if I'll even be alive for her to come home to.
Oh, don't say that. I won't believe it.
No, we have to face it, Molly. My heart has just so many beats left in it. But as long as it keeps on going, I've got to help my daughter. I can't let her live with a lie.
Sometimes a lie is better than the truth, the terrible truth. Well, I've lied to myself for years.
You have?
Oh, you know all about it, Dr. Gault. You know that I've convinced myself that I was more than just a housekeeper, more than just a paid servant.
But you are, Molly. You know that.
You know that I've imagined myself to be the mistress of this house, as if I were your wife, Miss Emily's mother. Now, that was all a lie, but it was so precious to me that I couldn't give it away. Too important.
Molly, you've got to know how close you are to the truth. You know how we feel about you. Both Emily and me. And it's not a lie at all.
Don't do this to your daughter. I mean, if I do mean something to you, please, now let me have a voice in this.
Molly, my mind is made up.
I beg you, don't go to the newspaper. Don't tell Emily the truth. I mean, even if it's only a few more weeks or months of being happy, isn't it worth it? Let her dream last as long as it can.
I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry. But it has to be done.
Yes?
Sure. Come on in.
Did you sleep all right?
Like a log. 10 straight hours. It must have been that long drive back. You know, I slept so well. My ribs didn't even keep me awake.
Poor thing. How do they feel this morning?
Better. I can breathe without any pain. How'd you sleep?
Oh. I don't think I dropped off before 1 o'clock. I couldn't get the picture of that house out of my mind. That beautiful, enchanted house. You know, I think I'll always think of that word in connection with it. Enchanted.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something unusual about the way it felt.
And the way we discovered it, too. That was magical. I mean, if you hadn't told me to drive down that certain street, it was as if destiny was driving the car.
Well, I certainly hope that Destiny had a driver's license.
Oh, don't make fun of me. I know the house isn't for us. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life dreaming an impossible dream.
You know, I think I dreamt about the house last night.
You did?
Either that or I just remembered it as I woke up. But I'm glad that you realize that it's just a dream. Because until I get a job, we're going to be living in an apartment. A very small apartment.
Of course we will. And I promise you, I'm going to make it the nicest small apartment in Monticello. Even if it's a one-room flat.
We're not going to have much choice. No more choice than over the kind of job I can get. I'll take anything. I'll drive a cab, or I'll work as a checkout clerk in a supermarket. Then I'll go to school. I'll go to school at night, and I'll learn a trade.
And I'll work, too. I'm sure I can get a job.
I'm sorry, what? Doing what?
Well, I don't know. I could drive a cab, or I could work in a grocery store as a checkout clerk.
But you couldn't do anything I could do. I bet you couldn't. I bet you couldn't raise one of these beards.
Oh, I love that beard. You promise me you won't shave it off?
No. I am not going to promise that at all.
You know, Kirk, this is going to be fun. A struggle can be fun if two people do it together. Don't you believe that?
Emily, I don't think you realize how painful this kind of struggle could be. I mean, there's nothing romantic about poverty.
Well, it just won't matter. I'll learn how to do things. I'll scrimp and I'll save and I'll work really hard. Well, I already know how to can fruits and vegetables. And I sew. I'll make my own clothes. Hey, you married a good old country girl. And I'm in love. That's the most important thing. I'm in love, and that makes me very, very rich.
Man.
Ready for me?
Why, sure, Sheriff. Get off your horse, unsling your pistol, and set yourself down.
I don't think you know why I'm here.
My irresistible charm?
Well, in addition to your irresistible charm, Mr. District Attorney, this is for you from Detective Steve Guthrie.
It's a Pendleton file, huh? That's what he was working on before he left.
Yeah, now he's out west dealing with dangerous criminals.
Don't sound too happy about that.
No, I'm just worried about him, that's all. Little. I know he can take care of himself. It's just that, well, you know, dangerous undercover work is pretty frightening. I guess I shouldn't talk about it. Otherwise, it won't be undercover anymore, will it?
That simple, huh? I thought it might be complicated, like perhaps you missed the guy, something like that.
Of course I miss him. Don't have anybody to pay for my hamburgers anymore.
Okay, I give up. I was just surprised to hear the news, that's all. I didn't think Mr. Guthrie wanted to get that far away from a certain red-headed lady police officer.
Steve just thought it was time to get away. We didn't have an argument or anything. It's just that we have to decide what we want to do with our lives and when.
Well, if that's the case, this separation is probably a good thing. I mean, it'll help you come to a decision or a compromise or whatever, right?
Maybe. Look, I didn't come here to cry on your shoulder, Logan.
You picked a good day for it. I got a clean handkerchief.
Well, came here to talk business.
Pendleton case? You taking over on that?
Yep, Chief Mallory signed it to me, so I came over here to decide how you felt about it.
Well, it's fine with me. It's terrific. I'm glad to have you aboard.
Thank you.
In fact, if you feel like working a few nights, I could even see that the district attorney's office picks up the tab for the hamburgers.
All right, I expect to have a few free nights myself.
You and me both, now that Raven's got Jamie.
Oh, boy, I don't know why I'm so selfish thinking about my problems all the time. You've got far worse ones yourself.
No, come on, please. No. Didn't mean it that way at all. Today's a new day. I'm going to work my way out of these troubles starting right now.
How?
Well, I got some news today. I got the decision on the paternity suit. Cliff is going to bring over a little certificate from the court later on today. You are looking at the person who is officially Jamie's father.
Logan, that is wonderful.
Isn't it? It's only a beginning, though. Only the first step. The second part is the toughie, the custody suit.
You think there will be one?
Yeah, no question. Raven's going to hang on to Jamie until the court forces her to turn loose.
Just remembered the letter.
What letter?
The letter. Last night, we found it.
You mean Raven's letter?
Yes, I was with April last night. She was going through all of her boxes and things.
She found it and she didn't call me?
Well, she said she was going to call you first thing in the morning.
Well, she didn't. Maybe I'd better call her. You don't mind, do you?
Go ahead.
Maggie, would you get a hold of Mrs. Scott for me, please? Yeah, you better use the new number. Okay, thank you.
April read the letter to me. I hope you don't mind.
No, not a bit. How did it sound to you?
Sounded great.
Yeah?
Raven gave it all up.
Oh, beautiful.
She gave April and Draper complete permission to do whatever they wanted with him.
We have got her cold. Hello, April?
Logan, I was going to call you this morning.
Well, Deborah is here in the office right now. She told me you found Exhibit A. You are a terrific lady, you know that? You got it all. You got brains, you got looks, you got the letter. Deborah said
Logan,
you two... Just a second, April. What?
I've got to run. I forgot. I meant to meet Calvin for breakfast. I'll see you later.
Okay, I'll go over this Pendleton stuff tonight, and I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. It looks good, okay?
See you later.
Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry, Deborah had to leave. Anyway, I was saying, she told me you two read the letter last night, and it sounds thoroughly incriminating.
Yeah, I don't know what the court is going to make of it, but I'll tell you, I could definitely feel that, that Raven, I knew exactly what she meant to do. It's quite obvious that she gave us Jamie without any stipulations.
Oh, we have got her. That'll do it. That really will do it. No, I've seen custody cases decided on far less evidence of indifference than that.
Listen, Logan, you do understand that this letter is only indicative of what Raven's feelings were several months ago. It doesn't mean she feels the same way today.
Uh-huh. Well, if she wants to try and make that point in court, I'm sure she's welcome to do it. No, I take that back. She is not welcome. I'm hoping the fact that I have the letter is going to discourage her from even wanting to set foot in a courtroom.
Yeah, well, that certainly would be best for everyone involved.
Best for Jamie, that's for sure. Which reminds me, later today, I'm getting a little piece of paper which says officially whose little boy he is.
What are you talking about? What kind of paper?
I won the paternity suit. Raven didn't fight it, so it went through the courts a lot faster than I expected.
Logan, I'm so glad at least that's all out of the way.
Unfortunately, it doesn't give me the legal right to take him back, but it does put me on an equal footing with Raven if a custody battle is necessary.
Well, maybe this letter will mean it's totally unnecessary.
Hope so. I really hope so. All depends, though. Look, would you mind if I came by later this evening, picked up that letter?
Well, actually, I have a better idea. I thought I might deliver it in person.
Is a better idea.
Yeah, well, Mrs. Goodman said she'd take care of Julia for a while, and I really got to get out of this house.
Oh, then why don't we have lunch?
I'd love it. Listen, I will leave here just as soon as Mrs. Goodman gets here.
Terrific. I will look forward to seeing you.
Fine. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry I'm late.
Well, it's okay. A couple more minutes, I might have dozed off on you.
You have a bad night?
Oh, it was so long. It was just so long. You know, 8 hours can seem like 80 staked out in some drafty warehouse waiting for a bunch of fur thieves to show up, who, by the way, never did.
Oh, no, not another bad tip.
Yeah, this one we got from Kenny Birdsong Stew. You know, Steve always told me that guy was worth us, and last night he really proved it. As a matter of fact, I'm glad Steve is not here. I'd have to listen to him horse laugh all through breakfast. Oh. You know, the thing I like least about this night shift is that Star now has a job. She's working for a talent agency, and she leaves the house every morning at 8:30.
I see you never get a chance to see her anymore.
Exactly. When I come in, she's going out. It's a rotten life, I tell you.
Still like the married life, Calvin?
You kidding? I don't know how I ever stayed single so long. Marriage is the only way to go. Oh, sorry. I realize that is a sore subject.
No, it's all right, really. As long as you don't blame me for having Steve break up the Three Musketeers because I refused his marriage proposal.
Oh, and then you had to make your decision. You had to do what you thought was best.
You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm ever going to get married at all.
No, maybe you're not the marrying kind.
I saw Logan a little while ago. Gave him some good news. Got the letter from Raven.
Oh, hey, now that's great. I'm sure that he could use some good news.
Yeah, he's been pretty depressed lately. This whole thing's really affecting him. See what marriage does to you?
No. You can't hold that up as an example of marriage. Not Raven and Logan.
I guess so. It's funny, though, how his mood changed when he was talking to April on the phone.
Yeah, well, I guess he's real happy about getting hold of that letter.
Yeah, I guess so.
To whom it may concern, I, Raven Swift, mother of Jameson Swift, do hereby give Mr. Mrs. Draper Scott full and complete permission to raise my son as their own. Hi, April. How are ya? God, Raven? Excuse me. Oh, sure. Yes? Obviously. Don't let it happen again, Oscar. Oscar said you walked right past him.
Well, I didn't know I needed to be announced.
Everyone is announced, Raven. It is their job.
Even your best friend?
Look, I'm sorry, but I really don't have any time to socialize. I have to leave.
Oh, please, could I just go out here for a little while?
Raven, I'm meeting someone downtown.
Oh, well, then you probably are getting a babysitter, right?
Yes, Mrs. Goodman should be here any minute.
Well, great. I'll wait here with you for her. It's so beautiful out. I can't believe it. Is that the letter?
Yes, it is. I found it last night.
What are you going to do with that? You're going to give that to Logan, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I knew it! I knew it. You've already made up your mind. You don't care if I lose Jamie.
Logan, Raven, I want you to...
April, one of the reasons I was willing to give Jamie to you is because I thought you couldn't have children. I felt so sorry for you, and what do I get for it? Now you're going to use that letter against me to take my baby away. What if it were Julia? What if it were Julia? How would you feel if one of your friends used something like that against you?
Raven, you gave Jamie away once.
Once? What does once matter? I love him now. And I want him now. What kind of a mother are you?
I know it's going to be hard on you. But you're not going to regret it. Leaving your family and all.
I'm going to see them again. We're not moving that far away. In fact, we'll probably see them often.
Yeah, I know, but let's face it, all we're probably going to have is a small studio apartment.
Will you stop worrying about that? I'll be happy wherever we are. And maybe in a smaller apartment, we'll become even closer.
I'm sure we will.
Dr. Gault, you're back.
Well, I told you I wouldn't be long.
Did you find what you were looking for at the newspaper?
Yes, Molly, they had the story on file, and they made me a photocopy of the picture on the front page. Here it is.
No, I can't look at it. Oh. Dear God. It is him.
Yes, Molly, it's him. Draper Scott, and not Kirk Michaels. And the sooner they see this, the better.
Oh, Dr. Gault, wait, please.
Don't try to stop me, Molly.
I think what you're going to do to that poor girl. You are going to break her heart. Don't you have any feelings?